Urban Therapy with Sun 752, and this is your daily go getimism number 823 for January 3rd, 2017. Still taking a while. It's gonna be alright though. What I want to ask y'all tonight, and what I want to talk to y'all about tonight, is does being affluent or progressive on the outside equal happiness on the inside? In other words, if somebody's doing well, if they show out well, they looking good, they looking healthy, they dress well, they look like they have a couple of dollars, or if they're making a lot of money, or making good money or whatever, does that mean that they're happy? Does what's going on the outside translate to what's going on the inside? Now, normally I would be the first one to tell you that what's going on the inside is normally what reflects on the outside. But I have to remember that sometimes people be fronting. Sometimes people can put on a good face. And when I say good face, sometimes that good face has makeup on. No disrespect to the ladies. I'm not trying to diss nobody tonight. Well, what we're really trying to do is we're trying to find some semblance of the truth. And a lot of times we think that what we see is what we're really getting. It's like when you lack insider knowledge about something. Like let's say in the entertainment industry, the crowd that's sitting in the stands or in the seats, they don't know what's going on behind that curtain. They don't know what's going on behind the scenes, behind stage and everything. They don't know about any of the contracts that have been signed and how they've been negotiated, worked out, declined, and renegotiated. They don't understand certain beef that are going on between clients and performers and stars and all. They don't know about all of that. I mean, we learn more about it now through social media and all of that, but that's when it has to get leaked. During the show, you don't see what's going on. So, when you see people on the street, that's pretty much like being on stage. That's the show. So, if we don't know what's happening in a person's life, if we don't know what they're going through, all we know is that every time we see them, they're looking good. They look like they are wearing expensive clothing. They're driving an expensive car. From what we know, they live in an expensive house and they're doing pretty good. Got a pocket full of money. But does that really mean that they're doing good? Because when you're doing good, you're not doing good on the outside. You're doing good on the inside. And does looking like you're doing good on the outside mean that you're doing good on the inside? So it's the same thing as asking if money makes you happy. Does having money equal up to being happy? For some people will be quick to say, yeah, hell yeah. Well, my money is straight, then I'm straight. I don't have nothing to worry about as long as I can pay my bills, have enough money left over to go shopping, do my thing, go on my little vacations, my little staycations, weekend getaways, whatever it is that I want to do. If I have enough money left over to be able to buy me a pair of shoes or something like that, then I'm good after everything is paid. So some people give off the impression that as long as their money is going well, they're financially stable, that's where their happiness lies. And I'm wondering if that could be true, or is it possible for it to be true? Because there's some things that money just can't buy. I know we hear that cliche all the time. There's just some things that money can't buy. And we say things like love, happiness, whatever. I'm just going to say this. Here's my version of that cliche. Money buys a whole lot of things. And you know how people always say that if they came into a big windfall, if they hit the lottery or whatever, the first thing that they would do is pay off all their bills. I hear people say it all the time. So a lot of times that's like in the first three things that they say that they're going to do. They're going to pay their bills. They're going to pay off all of their bills. So that lets me know how much bills weigh in the psyche, the emotional psyche of a lot of people. They really feel the weight of having those revolving accounts and trying to maintain them and still have enough left over to make more bills, because that's what we do a lot of times. We make more bills. We take the extra money that we have and we make more bills with them. And although we're stressed out over how to pay these bills, we still feel like we have enough room to make one more little bill, and that builds more and more stress. And having all that stress does not equal up to being happy. I almost lost myself in the question that I was about to ask, or the statement that I was about to make. And here's the statement that I was want to make. Money can buy everything material-wise, and it can pay off all your bills. But money can't pay the bill in your heart. It can't pay that heart bill. It can't. Sure, if you need a coronary bypass or something like that, yeah, it can pay for the surgery. Don't be a smart ass. But on a real, it can't pay your heart bill. Money can't make up for a loss that you feel in your heart. You can't do that. You lose a loved one, you can shop till you drop out there. If they leave you some money, whatever, you buy a new car, a nice little sports thing, whatever. You know what I mean? You get a new crib if they left you enough money. That's all good. But if you love that person, that money that was left to you, that inheritance, can't pay that heart bill. It can't do it. It can't do it. Because what you really want is that person back. You want that image back. And even if the person that has got you by the heartstrings is still alive, if what you really want is that person back in your life, and you want things to be good like they used to be, money ain't gonna do that. And sometimes people use money to try to attract people back to them. And you see how fucked up that is. Because if money will make somebody that doesn't want to deal with you, then they're not dealing with you because they want to deal with you. They're dealing with you because you're paying off some of their bills so they can feel financially well off and get some of that stress off of their back. I mean, this ain't rocket science, and it ain't hard at all. It really ain't. It's easy. But that's what we're working with. That's what we're working with. And, I mean, quite frankly, it answers a lot of the questions about, does what show on the outside symbolize what's going on the inside? Because a lot of times if you have things that you think, if you have a lot of things that you want to make people think that you have money about, how am I trying to say this? If your main goal is to make people think that you have money, then it's not happiness going on the inside. It's insecurity going on the inside. It's lack of self-worth going on the inside. It's lack of self-esteem going on the inside. There ain't nothing wrong with looking nice. There ain't nothing wrong with looking nice. It ain't. You know what I'm saying? But I know what it's like. I know what it's like to, rock chains and all of that shit to make people think you got a couple of dollars. But it doesn't symbolize happiness. Because if you need those things to make you happy, then you take those things away, then the sadness kicks in. And more than likely there was sadness anyway. But now you don't have the validation. So the question is still on the table because I don't know everything. I mean, it really could be the case that for some people, the money really does make them happy, or the financial stability really does make them happy. I'm going to tell y'all one thing, though. I'm going to tell you one thing. I mean this from the bottom of my heart. Going back to the whole thing about the lottery thing, if I won like Powerball, Lotto, or whatever, I wouldn't pay one single bill off. Not one. I wouldn't pay nothing. I'm not paying none of those bills. Why? Because paying those bills off was something I did in order to maintain my credit rating. I'm rich now. I don't give a fuck about my credit rating. Pay for everything in cash. Honestly. You know what I'm saying? I was paying those bills to prevent lights from getting cut off, water from getting cut off, cable from getting cut off, gas from getting cut off. Netflix and all that old bullshit from getting cut off. I was worried about all of those things. And I knew if I didn't pay those things, then they would mess up my credit rating. So it would prevent me from being able to get credit cards and all that kind of stuff because I needed those things. But if I'm a millionaire, I don't need those things. I don't need them. So I'm no longer confined by them. Now, I'm rich like they are. So now they can go ahead and chase me, mess up my credit rating and all of that. It doesn't matter. I can buy a house straight up. Just pay the taxes from now on. I don't need a good credit rating to do that. If I want a business, I can afford that. Pay for the business outright. No business loan. Don't need the credit. Now I realize that I'm a little bit different when I speak about that, because people be like, why would you pay off all your bills? Now don't get me wrong. If I owed somebody money personally, of course, not only am I going to give them that money, but now because you looked out for me, you're going to be straight. But Bank of America ain't getting shit. Citibank ain't getting shit. Chase Manhattan, they ain't getting shit. The gas company ain't getting shit. Light company, they not getting shit. They not nothing. Not a dime. More than likely, wherever I move to, I'm going to have to get new accounts anyway. So I may wind up paying those utility bills. Man, ain't nobody else getting paid. No. So that speaks to my integrity, right? Shit. Believe me, I got a lot of that. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, when you talk about the money making you happy and really securing your happiness, you have to really think about what's going on with people. I want to say this one last thing, and then I'm going to get up out of here because I feel like I'm making this video too long. But I just want to say this one thing. There have been many times when we may have known somebody that had something that we wanted. They had something that we liked. They lived a life that we would like to have enjoyed. They didn't seem to let things get to them, or let people get to them, or let life get to them. And we wish that we were like that because we were dealing with our own shit. And we was knee deep in the shit, or neck deep into the shit. And we see somebody else handling their problems, or seeming like they have the resources to be able to take care of any types of issues that they have, or any problems that they have. And we came out our face at times, and you know, when they express sorrow about something or going through something, and we may have said things to them like, you don't even have no problems. You got it going on. You got everything. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have no worries. Look, you have this, that, and the third, and all I have is this, and blah, blah, blah. It's like if a person has 3 children, and they tell somebody who doesn't have any children that they don't have no problems because they don't have any children. Like, what do you mean? Just because they don't have any children doesn't mean they don't have any problems. They still have other shit to deal with. They may still have relationship issues that they have to deal with. They still have revolving bills and accounts and things that they have to deal with. They may be struggling with some area they like. They may still be going through depression. They may have been abused at some point in their lives. They may have gone through a bad breakup with somebody, or lost somebody in their life. It doesn't, children are supposed to be your strength and your vision anyway. They're not supposed to be a source of stress for you. They're not. You should look at your children and see the future and feel good about life. And if that's not what you're doing, then, like I said, what shows on the outside is not what's reflective of what's going on inside. And one last thing, it's very irresponsible for us to ever tell somebody else that they don't have any problems. Because we don't live inside of them. We ain't in here with them. We ain't up there with them. So just because we are in here we are in here with ourselves and up here with ourselves, that doesn't give us the green light to get up on our high horse and act like this, that, and the third. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and remember, listen. What you see is not always what you get. Sometimes people are really, really hurting inside, and they don't know what to do, and man, it gets rough, man. So try to be more understanding of people, and more accepting of people, and talk to them and find out what's going on with them, instead of just seeing what's on the outside and liking what's going on the outside, and taking for granted that what's going on the inside is reflective of what's going on outside, because that might not be true. The Urban Therapy with Sun show is tomorrow night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's going to be a hot show. It's going to be an important show. Tomorrow night, we're going to be talking about getting over on the elderly and the handicapped. So we're going to be talking about people like shysters, people who wait on their relatives to die so they can pick up that inheritance. People who get power of attorney over people so they can control their money and spend up all their money because they're disabled or because they're elderly and they figure they don't need that money, so they just take unfair advantage of them. We're going to talk about that tomorrow night. It's going to be something serious. So make sure y'all check out the Urban Therapy with Sun show tomorrow night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Call-in number is 319-527-6199. 319-527-6199. Or listen online, blogtalkradio.com/Sun752. Peace.